Okay. So we have a meeting number 21, which is theme Rewind to Playtime. Theme later on. But for now, yes, I'm telling the three golden rules that we have followed in every Toastmasters meeting. First thing is that can we keep all of our devices on silent so that it doesn't disturb someone while they're speaking. Secondly, if you want to leave the room, please do during an applause, not while someone is speaking, it can offend them. Last is that if you do think about talking about any risky topics, don't include race, sex, religion in your speech. That will also affect someone. Without further ado, I'll call upon our presiding officer, Toastmaster Nikhilesh.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. All right. That people program obviously low on energy. Can I get a good evening from the online audience as well? No. Anyway,
We can't see you. I mean, I can't see you. I can just see the screen.
sorry. I forgot to set it up properly. Okay. Can someone go and stand there?
No, I can see a chair and some list of names there.
Yeah, that's the second actually.
Okay.
That's fine, right? Ah. Sorry. So without any further ado, let me start meeting number 241, themed Rewind to Playtime. Right. So, like every Toastmasters meeting, here also we will be having our
Nikhilesh,
speakers.
you aren't
Yeah,
listening.
I got it.
Yeah.
All right, can you guys hear me now? Hello.
Not entirely. Like your shadow is more visible. You can bring the camera a bit ahead if it's feasible or if it's able to.
Yeah. That's okay. No, you're good. So, all right, yeah. Sorry for that. So, welcome to the Toastmasters meeting, everyone. Am I visible now? Hopefully, I'm visible. Please, yeah. So, yeah. Uh, yes, rewind to playtime. So, with since we are already late, we will be going on the meeting first and then going on the announcements towards the end of the meeting. But yeah, as tradition calls for it, before the meeting, we have to tell the motto of the club. So we provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. And that is the motto of the club for you. We have a new member here, but yeah, we'll be doing the intro towards the end of the meeting because we're already running late of time. And without me taking up more of the stage time, let me just call the TMoD Toastmaster Sharanya.
So, two lines. 7, 8, 9 people. Okay. So we have only 9 people, quite less of a crowd, but let's increase the tension. Okay, I'm going to get paper, scissors. Okay. The paper, scissors. How many of you want? Oh, and we got the same collective. Okay, that's something to lighten up the mood. How many of you have siblings? You guys all have always had someone to play with as you were a kid. Yeah.
Just a second.
No.
Sharanya, can you wait for 2 minutes?
चल रहा है
Please speak something.
Hello.
माइक ये चल रहा है कैमरा ऑन कर
Hello.
Yeah,
Can
yeah.
you hear me?
The video is breaking, I guess. Okay, it's better now. It's better now. It's way better now.
Okay. Good. I want to play. Everything is okay. Okay. Like normally happen in okay.
Your the college Wi-Fi isn't good enough today, people. Like the
Yeah.
video is blocky and you guys went on a complete freeze for a minute.
Then again.
या कंटिन्यू कैरी ऑन
Yeah, there are some people play at home. Playing never happens at home. But we found it on YouTube. And when I some books at home, okay, and all of them are my mom's. We used to play library. There was a lot of crazy games that we used to play, okay? This was one. We used to keep the books on the floor. I find like all of them. And no one is that, you know, my mom.
कुछ मिनट रुक जा वो केबल ला रही उससे कनेक्ट करते हैं
We have teachers. We have table topic session, evaluation session. So what happens in a Toastmaster meeting is basically Toastmaster was first founded by Alfie Meji on October 22nd on 1924. Now Toastmasters has around 280,000 members across 144 countries and around 14,700 class. Now, the first part I'd like to call upon our G for today, Toastmaster Shivansh. Toastmaster Shivansh has a classic intro. Intro, which is very interesting, which is I'm a part-time student and a full-time binger. Over to you, Toastmaster Shivansh.
Good evening, everyone. Firstly, I would like to check on with the online audience. Am I available and am I audible and visible at the same time? If so, please give a response.
It is you're audible or visible, not both at the same time.
Okay, we're trying to fix that. So
Yeah, take it.
coming
Yeah,
to
we get that.
coming to my role for the day. So basically, when you are playing, there has to be someone who keeps you in check. And that is who I am today. I'll be the one evaluating the whole flow of the meeting and each and every speaker, table topic speaker, and their respective evaluators too. And since this is a hectic job, I can't be the only one doing it. So for that, I have got my tag team with me. Tag team stands for the timer, accountant, and the grammarian. So the timer for today's meeting is Toastmaster Venkat. So about Toastmaster Venkat, this is the first time he's coming into a meeting, so I would like everyone to just give a round of applause to him. So Toastmaster Venkat is a first year student trying to navigate life one day at a time. Toastmaster Venkat, over to you.
Script.
You really should shuffle different similar say. So that is the story.
Everyone, my name is Venkat. I will be the timer of this today's meeting. This green card is for 5 minutes, and yellow card is for 6 minutes, and red card is for 7 minutes. I will be evaluating the table topics, prepared speeches, and evaluations. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Venkat. Next, we have the accountant, Master Nikhilesh. Toastmaster Nikhilesh, he said he prefers the wooden benches over the mattresses. Over to you, Toastmaster Nikhilesh.
Good evening, Toastmasters. Good evening once again. So, as introduced by our general evaluator, I'll be the TMoD for today. So, not TMoD, sorry, accountant for today. And accountant for today's meeting. I'll be making sure and noting down all the CRPs you guys have been using, that is clutches, repetitive word fillers, and pauses, and all of that. And towards the end of the meeting, I will give you a count on how many zamdas and overused words you used. Also, with some suggestions for you people, which will help you a lot next time when you're on stage and make you a better speaker. I'll be back with my evaluation once the general evaluator calls me onto the stage during the evaluation segment.
That's the timer and the counter. Variant of the day, Toastmaster Srilalitha. What she says is, during the game period of a school, she would much rather gossip with her friends instead of actually playing the game. Over to Toastmaster Srilalitha.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Toastmaster Srilalitha and I'll be the grammarian for today. So what a grammarian does is basically, when you're playing, there's like always that one person who's like, hey, you can't shoot from 3-pointer line, it's a full court match. You can't stack draw 2 upon draw 4. I'm basically that person. Every time you have an outstanding grammar usage, like you use a really beautiful word or some very creative expression or quotes, I'll be mentioning those. I'll be taking a note of those, as well as any usages that could be improved upon. And I will be delivering my report when called upon by the general evaluator. So the word of today is hirai, which is basically a longing for a time or a place that doesn't exist anymore. Like nostalgia for a home that doesn't exist anymore. Like, for example, you thinking about your school memories, like you can't go back to it. And the idiom of today is trip down memory lane, which basically means to remember, reminisce, or that's it from my side. Over to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Srilalitha. So I won't take much of your time. I've already introduced the team and my role. So coming on to the topic, rewind to the playtime. So as Toastmaster Sharanya was telling, the playtime is something which will always take us down the memory lane, always take us a trip down the memory lane. And here's just a small story from my childhood. When I was playing at the morning around 11 or 12, I left my house to play. I kept playing till 7, 8, 9. The day has settled down quite nicely. It is all black. And at that time, I was living at the outskirts of the main city of Kanpur. So they were cleaning all around. Around 11:30, me and my friend finally decided time to go home. And as we were walking back home, we see a huge snake staring at us. And us being just 8 at that time or 9, I'm not exactly sure. She had a fan. Yeah, we went back home crying, absolutely devastated and broken down. But that is the beauty of it. You spend the whole day having fun, but you go to the bed crying. And back to the TMoD of the day to continue the session.
Thank you, General Evaluator. So, have you guys ever prepared for something so much, with so much time and effort, that after everything, it turned out to be an epic fail? Let me give you an instance. So, I was probably in sixth grade, and at that time, I used to be very enthusiastic about Halloween. There didn't go one Halloween in which I did not celebrate hardcore. This time, I was like, I'm going to prank my friends. So I closed the lights of my room. I like dressed creepily. I found this super cool audio on YouTube that sounds like ghost. I played that, hid myself inside some cupboard, did like fancy makeup. And after that, I told my mom, see, this is the plan. My friends are going to come. And you just don't tell them anything, just tell them, go inside. Then she opens the door and she's like, yeah, Sharanya is waiting for you. She has planned something. Why would you do that? I prepared really hard for, but it turned out to be an epic fail. But let's hope that does not happen with our prepared speeches segment. For our first speech, we have Toastmaster Kaviyarasu, who will be evaluated by Toastmaster Harsha. Uh, Reading Toastmaster's speech. Here's the intro. The technical of handling HR tools like SAP, Workday, Assignment Pro, and a humorous person who likes to cook and eat. Love to host parties, veteran Toastmaster, past president of Shelby Talk, path breaker, associate area director of F2, and a part of the coronation 2024 team. I call upon Toastmaster Harsha to give his evaluation script for Toastmaster Kaviyarasu.
Okay. Now I hope everyone are able to hear me, okay, and see me. Thank you. Today, our speaker, our prepared speaker, is going to deliver. Just a minute. Is level 5 and project 2 in a pathway called effective coaching. The purpose statements are here below. The purpose of this project is for the member to apply the skills needed to successfully lead in a voluntary organization. The purpose of this speech is for the member to share some aspect of his or her speech serving as a leader in a volunteer organization. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Harsha. Now, I would like to call upon our speaker one for today, Toastmaster Kaviyarasu, who is also our one and only division director for Division F. And Toastmaster Kaviyarasu, the pot, Toastmaster Kaviyarasu.
Have you ever wondered what will happen if a ship is sailing without a compass? I'm confident that you would have faced similar situation when you are up for your exams, right? So I felt without Toastmasters. I was just navigating this corporate career without a clear direction. And it so happened that I was part of the demo meeting at Standard Chartered. I did not know what I was signing up to, but one thing was very clear in my mind, that I loved this concept of Toastmasters where people come up on the stage and talk. I just signed up for it and become a chartered member of Standard Chartered GBS EcoWorld Toastmasters Club. As things passed by, I started taking up smaller roles like Grammarian or Counter. And one good thing in Toastmasters is it absorbs talent. At that time, my president came to me and told that I see you are very active and you're contributing so much in Toastmasters. Why don't you take up the role of a vice president education? I was like, okay, this sounds interesting. Let me try. There, Toastmasters is all about experimenting, right? So I took up the role of a vice president education. Now, one thing that I have learned in my career throughout is anything that I do, I will try and see how I can do it differently. Basically, doing different things differently. So during my tenure as a vice president education, I wanted to ensure that each and every member gets that interest to join every meeting. So typically, you all know that a Toastmasters meeting runs for 1 hour to 1.5 hours. But my Toastmasters meeting as a VP had always ran for 2.5 hours. You don't be surprised. Let me tell you why. So the regular meeting happens for 1.5 hours. And once the meeting is over, the rest of 1 hour is for me to connect with all the role takers. So I would call up each and every role taker who happened to be part of that meeting and encourage them what they did excellent in that meeting and ensure that they get that comfort. Oh, I am doing a good job by joining Toastmasters. So that constant conversation after the meeting really helped me to understand what the members are feeling and also as a feedback from the vice president education so that they can do a better job in their role in their next meetings, be it a prepared speaker or any role for that matter. That really helped drive the club's success as well. This is one of the key learning that I learned as a vice president education. I've done various roles outside of vice president education, but this was very close to my heart because this kept me very close to the members of my club. Now, to sum up all of my experiences in leading this volunteer organization, Toastmasters, I highlight just 3 keywords that will help you all as well. I summarize it as POT, the POT. P stands for the preparation. We all do some preparation for things that we do in our life. You all will be preparing for your exams. And at the end, people see only the result. Somebody says, yo, you scored a fantastic mark, but nobody will see the preparation that you did, be it your speeches or be it success in your exams. The invisible work that you do is the preparation. Preparation is the key for success. I hope you all would have heard the statement, luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity, right? But to me, success is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. I don't believe in luck. So preparation is the key, which is the invisible work that you do behind the stages to ensure that you get that success. And that O stands for opportunity. Do you all know what is there lined up for the next few years? Would you know that you would get placed in a top 500 companies? Would you know that you would get your promotion in the next appraisal cycle? You would not know what the future has in for us. That's the opportunity, the unseen door. You will see that door when you are prepared for it. So when preparation meets opportunity, that's the intersection, right? The intersection, that's when the magic happens. So be prepared for taking up the opportunities that will come your way without your knowledge. And when this intersection happens, the magic will happen. And the last utmost thing that I want you to leave you with is enjoy what you're doing. So throughout this entire period in this journey, I enjoyed whatever I was doing. Unless you do that, you will find it difficult to struggle in any of the things that you take in your life. So remember this acronym POT: preparation, the unseen work; opportunity, the unseen door; and the magic happens when these two intersect. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
So now we have our second speech. Before calling upon the speaker, I would like to call upon the evaluator. Our second evaluator is Toastmaster Pranav. He's currently serving as the treasurer of Toastmasters Amrita Bengaluru. He's an AI student. He loves traveling and also photography. Over to you, Toastmaster Pranav.
Hello, hello, hello. I hope I'm both audible and visible to everyone.
Yes.
So today I'm going to be evaluating Toastmaster Arpita for her L1 P5 speech in the pathway strategic relationships. Toastmaster Arpita, this is the second part of your speech, and your evaluation from the first part was to improve your vocal variety and the usage of the stage. All the very best. Take a deep breath. You have prepared very well. Just rock the stage. The stage is all yours. Back to the Toastmaster of the day.
Away from her problems, jumping into conclusions, faces her dreams. Chasing dreams, Toastmaster Arpita. Have you guys ever felt that you guys were stuck in a rut? Or your potential was stagnating at the same point? Well, I did. I still feel the same. I still feel the same way. And yeah, we are also going through the same phase in life. So I remember one thing which actually changed my life. That was me when I decided to go further and pursue my interest in digital art. What happens is there was a single motive which encouraged me to do. That is, people who do this or people who are working in this field aren't aliens, right? Right? That's what I thought. And my brain was like, hey, Arpita, I like the spells, let's go. But what happened was completely different. I was torn apart because I was still stuck in the beginner level. There's nothing happening from my side. And I'm not even kidding. My own sister's drawings were more better than mine. So of course that happened once. And then the motivation lacked really bad. But then something happened. What happened was I got stuck something happened that is I stepped upon Blue Lock. What is Blue Lock now? Blue Lock is an anime series which talks about the football player who's Isagi Yoichi. And now Isagi Yoichi is not your typical sports prodigy. He was a high school player, but with the talent, yes, but not but with a lot of self-doubts, limitations, and a lot of stuff. But also, what stayed with him was his resilience. His bold decision was to go to Blue Lock. Now, Blue Lock is a very traumatizing people or one which pushes all the players to their limits to score really well in the football, in national football levels in Japan. So that's what happened. He went there and he was coping up with all these pressurizing stuff. So looking at that, what happened with me is the same thing. I decided to come out of my comfort zone and get a step to build up my skills over it by nothing but investing. So moving on, what I actually did was I just went through the skills, developing my whole creativity skills on this Skillshare app, and I'm not promoting it. So yeah, so I just went through it. And also, there was one thing which I always lacked, this confidence. How do I gain this confidence? I did whatever is possible. Going for the skills, learning it. That's what Isagi did. But in further, what Isagi was doing, the whole thing was not a pineapple on pizza. The whole rush of Isagi Uchi was not about a piece of apple or a piece of cake. The pressure was building up on Isagi, and he was with his self-doubts and all. But what did he do? The resilience what kept him going, and he was doubting himself very badly. So I was in the same page, but then I realized one thing: that patience is the key, and I'll go further. And then what happened was he also approached his own mentors and all those people, which also helped him to get guidance and stuff. But does it really end there? Does everything that is, his journey, whatever happened, and the same, how could I relate to? Does it end here? No, right? Later, I started approaching my own mentor, not mentor, but my own cousin who was working in this domain. And she gave me this confidence of not comparing myself to others because I am working on my own path and others are working in their own path. Right? The same thing I did for them. But then, again, I started uploading my own posts on Insta, but I got really bad hate comments. So that brought me again back. Again, I stepped upon and I started again uploading some or the other videos or the whole
Art from the last sentence you have.
So I started uploading my own posts and all this stuff. So moving on, what happened was I did get lights because my color theory was improved. That's what is necessary in a digital art this time. What happens is you should contrast everything. That is your color theory numbers and your even though if your drawing is really nice, but your color really matters. For example, if you put purple instead of black, of course it doesn't go with the whole background. The same way it does go with it. So I learned that, and I also learned that the more you experiment, the more you learn, and the more you start to respect your limits. The same way I did, but I didn't hit a goal like a normal soccer player would do. I did hit a goal of not goal, but I did cherish my dream, one of my milestone, that is working with my dream YouTube channel. And I think that was my success level till there. Moving on, now Isagi's story wasn't, it wasn't easy for him. He had a lot of limitations on himself. And also he had gone through the self-doubts and all this. So moving on, what did he do is he went with the story and yeah, he resilient what built him. So there are some challenges which we might face. What else should we do? That is keep going, be patient, and also give your best. And Isagi's story is there to remind you. And if you want anyone to remind Isagi's story, I'm there. Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Arpita. So, do you guys remember coming home from school at like 3:00, 3:30, extremely tired? But the only thing you know is that when can I go to play? Usually that time used to be around 5:00. Just find some or the other excuse possible to go out, to go down and play. If you hear, your mom is probably going to, if you ask your mom, she's probably going to be like, no, you have an exam coming up. Don't go to play. But you come with all possible impromptu excuses at that point, saying, wait, no, there's a festival coming next week. I won't be able to play. My friend, she's going out to travel, so I won't be able to play that day. So let me play now. I already studied for the exam a few days ago, even if you haven't. Somehow, some reason so that you get to play. The excuses we came up with as we were a kid. Now let us move on to our impromptu session, which is the table topic session. For that, I'd like to call upon our table topic master of the day, Toastmaster Smriti. Toastmaster Smriti calls himself a person who is trying to find the magic of playtime from childhood again. Over to you.
Um, Welcome to today's table topic session. Now, trying to fit the theme of today, I need to ask each volunteer pick a letter from the word playtime and accordingly will assign you a topic. Now, timer, please note there will be 1 to 2 minutes for each person. Volunteers, we have our first volunteer, Shivansh. Please pick a letter from the word playtime. White. Okay. So the word I have for white is yearn. So we all have times, just like Sharanya said, where we get exam time going on. You don't really want to go down and pick with friends. Instead. So please tell us a story about when you really learn to play.
Yearn. What a really beautiful word, isn't it? Yearn for love, yearn for achievement, you yearn for an inspiration sometimes. And during an exam, yearn for sleep, and as the PTM said, yearn to play. Now the thing is, my father is in nowhere typical Indian dad. He will forgive me for scoring less than the aggregate amount, the less than the average amount. He's okay with that. But what he's not okay with is any of his child, me or my sister, not going out every day to play for at least an hour. It can extend to 2 or 3. After 3, obviously, at the end of the day, he's still a dad. If not a typical Indian dad, he's still an Indian dad. But what he's not okay with is that the kids stay in the house throughout the day. So what I have never yearned for is yearned to play during exam. Because as soon as the clock strikes 6, my mom would just send me out of the house, go walk, refresh your mind, anything. But that was when I was living with them. Then I entered college. Now here's the thing. Here, I never study unless and until it's the eve of the exam. And I remember I had my digital communication. So, as Nikhilesh would be able to tell, or as Arpita or Srilalitha would be able to tell, communication you guys had no. Everyone knows how good electronics and communication engineering students are at communication. There's the thing. I have my digital communication in less than 5 hours, and I'm yearning to sleep. I'm begging to God, have some natural calamity so I can sleep for 1 hour so I can actually pass the exam. And that is when I yearn for something during exam, because I never yearned to play during exam. Back to TTM of the day.
That was quite an interesting story about yearning, don't you think? I think all of us probably yearn to play, but he clearly had other things to yearn for. Right. Next volunteer, either online or offline.
Okay, online.
Online, okay. We have a volunteer, Pranav. So I'll go with the online volunteer
Hello.
first. Hello, Toastmaster Pranav. Please pick a letter from the word playtime, which is not Y.
P.
P. Right. The word we have for P is petty. Yes. Our playground is filled with lots of petty fights when we were kids, right? So we'd like you to tell us a story about when you had the pettiest fight in your playground. So handing the stage over to you, Toastmaster Pranav.
Thank you, Table Topic Master. Well, petty fights, the kind of fights which you don't want to have, or the kind of fights which you remember for forever. Because those are the points which come up with your friends and you have those laughs over. Probably in an evening sitting and just remembering your old times. You remember the kids you were and the fights which you have. The pettiest fight which me and my group of friends come up with every time I sit around with them when I go back home is the day when we were playing chess. We were practicing for a competition. And if any of you are chess players, there is a rule called touch to play. That is, if you touch a piece, you have to play that. As simple as that. And it's a rule which I honestly find pointless still. But then we were practicing for a game. So we were playing, and I unknowingly, missing a straight checkmate, picked up a move, picked up my pawn to be specific for a promotion, which would inevitably lose me the game. I immediately took it back, saying that, hey, I didn't see it. And my friend was like, we are practicing, we should follow the rules. But at the same time, I was like, we are practicing to improve ourselves. We should look at all scenarios. And that dwelled into something so huge that we became the fiercest rivals to each other for a better part of a year just in this game. And now when we look back, both of us immensely matured from that time. We just think neither of us were right, neither of us were wrong. We just wanted to be the better person out there, be the better player out there. But in the end, our rivalry did make us achieve something which we didn't ever think of. That is, strive for international ranking and be there and thereabouts. So, petty fights cannot always be something which are bad. They can also lead to rivalries and they can also lead to moments of joy and fun, which you will remember for the rest of the times. Back to the table topic master.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Pranav. That was quite an extraordinary example of a petty fight actually leading to something good, wasn't it? Next, I'd like to call up our offline volunteer, Toastmaster Sharanya. Toastmaster Sharanya, please speak a letter from the word playtime apart from P and Y. A. The word we have for A is annoying. And I'm sure as kids we had lots of annoying things that we would remember. So please tell us a story or make one up of an annoying child.
My story, my childhood would be so. I basically have a small diary that I've kept since I was in fourth grade. So I found every moment that is kind of there. That diary barely has any happy moments, sad moments. And that I couldn't directly go tell them, so I'd like note them down. So this one story stands out a lot. Without a lot of context, because it was a long time ago, Rosebush. And Rosebush has a lot of thorns, right? So I got really angry at her and then I rushed home. And she rushed home behind me back to her room. I come home and I'm covered in thorns. And my mom looks at me and goes, then, what have you gotten yourself into? And here I'm like, wait, I just fell into a bush and just holding me. That is something that really annoyed me. Then I remember lamenting and picking out one teeth from myself, on one thorn from myself. That is an annoying story that I had from my childhood that is still written in my diary and it's very often. That's quite a unique story for an annoying friend, actually. Next, I'd like to call the next offline volunteer, Toastmaster Srilalitha. Toastmaster Srilalitha, please pick a letter from the word playtime that is not P, A, or Y. N. The word for N is mischief. Please tell us the story where you got into some mischief during your playtime hour.
So I'm assuming playtime means fun because, like I said in my intro, I never played. So this was like last semester because she said mischief, and this is what immediately strikes in my brain. So it was December, and we decided to play Secret Santa. A bunch of my friends, among which Toastmaster Smriti was also there. But then we were like, you know what? Secret Santa is like really boring. So let's make it Secret Mischievous Elf. So the concept of Secret Mischievous Elf is in Secret Santa, you get a Santa. And that person basically has to give you a gift. That's just like, that's the basic point of the game, right? We decided to tweak the rules. You don't get a Secret Santa, you get a Secret Mischievous Elf. And this elf has to give you tasks. You have to complete that task or like how many ever tasks they give you to get your gift. And this had to be completely anonymous because this person shouldn't be able to guess who their mischievous elf was. So we made like an Instagram page, got like a username and password, circulated it among all of the people who are playing, and then we started giving each other tasks. And so like one of the tasks actually was a guy had to wear like this really cute like hair clip during this one really strict teacher's class. Bhavana ma'am, if you guys know. Then one more was this guy had to call up Pizza Hut in a female voice and ask for divorce lawyer Nagaraj. And the best part is some of us had called up Domino's. And we had already asked for divorce lawyer Nagaraj. So the sales lady actually thinks that some woman called Sheena Bajaj gave this number for divorce lawyer Nagaraj. And yeah, one of my tasks was to speak in a Scottish accent. And yeah, that was mischief for me. I can't.
She didn't call her.
Yeah. I got it there.
Thank you, Toastmaster Srilalitha, for outing all of our secrets. Okay. Do we have any more offline volunteers? Okay. I'd like to call upon Toastmaster Arpita. And this is the last table topic that we have. Toastmaster Arpita, any letter from the word playtime apart from P, A, Y, and N. The word for I is interesting. Tell us about the most interesting playtime movie that you have. So, during the holidays, summer holidays, of course, what could be more interesting than that? We decided to play ambush. If you guys don't know what is ambush, ambush is nothing but the other person is basically finding you out and you are hidden in one of the anonymous places and it's actually raining. So this was a campus all around, spread around the campus. Of course, this somewhere I stayed in one of the quarters. So of course, the campus like that's the whole area and then search. So that was really interesting what I found. And we were the thieves and others were the detective team. So we hid around the places. And it took literally for them, they took at least like 1.5 hours to at least find one person. So imagine finding others. And we didn't even care about how long did it take because it was summer holidays at first. So that was an interesting game for me, an interesting memory for me. So over to the
Toastmaster Arpita. That does sound very interesting, actually, for somebody who's not from the corporate industry. That's a very engaged. So I'd like to conclude the table topic session. Thank you all for your interesting speeches. Over to you, please, TMoD.
Thank you, table topic master. So I'm sure play time is one time that even if you're really tired, you are ready to play. While if someone tells you to do something very productive, you'll be like, no, I don't have the energy. The day was very long. So just like that, we need a break. So we're going to take a 5-minute break. And the session is open for networking. Okay. Since we're short in time, we're going to have a 2-minute break. So I tried out sports, okay? It turns out horribly, especially anything that involves the ball. I once tried football, and my friend kicked the ball and ended up hitting my face. Epic fail. I tried badminton, and me and my friends were playing doubles in like the smallest area possible. She hit me with a racket, again on my face. Second epic fail. Third is Listen, I have played cricket a lot. Not from an actual bat, it's a plastic bat, though it's heavier than a normal plastic bat. So we used to play. You know how there are like rules. You set rules. This time we'll play. Those people will play. If they encroach upon your
Connected. Can you play whatever? Wait, guys. Just wait 1 second. Check again. Check again. Slowly.
Good evening, everyone, again. Just as a drill, am I both audible or visible? More importantly, audible to the online audience. If anyone can just give me a heads up. I can't get a response.
Yeah, we continue.
Okay, we're good to continue from what I heard. Okay, so firstly, I would like to call upon the speaker evaluator number one, Toastmaster Sri Harsha. Over to you, Toastmaster Sri Harsha.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay, thanks for confirming. Timer, you may start. One of my favorite poet quoted this: I loved the journey rather than the destination. I repeat, I loved that journey rather than the destination. Good evening, my dear fellow Toastmasters and my target speaker, our own division director, Kaviyarasu. I can clearly see how you enjoyed the journey of leadership, where you served as a leader. Your speech is, I don't know whether you prepared or not, but it is so structured like pot. Pot, you believe it or not, it is a need of the hour. As it is summer, pot is definitely needed. Even I am drinking water from the pot. Okay. Okay, anyway, I truly enjoyed how you explained your leadership journey as Vice President Education, your club. I definitely thought, since the pathway you have sent, the evaluation sheet you have sent is all related to leadership skills, or how you showcased your leadership skills, what results you have driven out of these leadership skills. I definitely expected you would have induced some of your experiences where you got in with division director role or area director role or something related to your profession. But you made me feel always first is the best. So you still have that in your heart. That's what I felt. And the speech purpose has been fully served by you explaining what you have done differently. AVP education always strives to get the roles and maintains the quality of the club, but you have tried to enhance the quality of the meeting by reaching out to the team members. And at this point, I would have expected, and it would have been great if you have told what is the outcome of this action. What is the result? Because we are in corporate world, and definitely we need the result. Even we hold the compass to reach our destination because that is our end result. That's my expectation, and it would have been great if you had explained. And I would definitely challenge you if you can use more body language. I mean, I don't see the relevance of the body language here. I would definitely say it is not so required, but wherever is required, try to maintain the hand gestures, and you could have induced some more vocal variety in your speech, and you have utilized very less time. What I felt, the speech length and duration should be 5 to 7 minutes. See, I have utilized my full time like 3 minutes, so you could have utilized till the timer showed red flag to you. So with this, I will vanish off before my time is lapsed. Thank you all.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sri Harsha, for the very detailed and pretty much covering all the points kind of evaluation. Now, firstly, I would like to come to Toastmaster Kaviyarasu. So I don't know if I can evaluate you much because you're just way above in the experience level to me. And I think pretty much all the points we did cover. Coming to the timing limits, I kind of disagree with the evaluator that yes, it's okay to take less time. One point I can maybe just take it up as a challenge. Maybe the next time you're giving an online speech, you can give it up while standing up instead of sitting down. And now coming to the speech evaluator Toastmaster Sri Harsha. So at the start, you were almost flawless. You gave a very detailed objective. You wish your target speaker loved. One thing that you did kind of miss out was to give the timing limit. but that is okay. Better if you from the next time you don't do that. Apart from that, coming to your evaluation, as I said earlier, you pretty much covered up all the points. One thing that you could have done was to end up on a higher note or maybe with a challenge to the speaker. Now, coming to the speaker evaluator 2, Toastmaster Pranav, over to you.
A quick check, I'm audible and visible.
Yes, you are.
Great. To my target speaker, Toastmaster Arpita. Chasing Dreams. A title which is genuinely captivating because, hey, dreams are not something which you just sleep over, but some things which keep us awake, right? With a title like that and a start where you posed a question to the audience, you had me a bit interested to say to listen to the whole speech and grab the essence of the speech and probably chase my own dreams. And this is something which is a good check mark. It lets the audience feel interested initially, from where you can grab their attention and take them on a journey, which in this case is inherently and innately yours. Now, moving on to the speech itself. Well, I'll be evaluating the speech in basically three verticals. You had asked me to look at your stage usage, and I believe you were very conscious about it this time around. You were trying to move and ensure that you cover the stage rather than using it naturally. You were talking about the anime Blue Lock and the protagonist's intention to play in the Blue Lock. So the simpler way to use the stage in such a scenario will be to just say, and he wanted to play the Blue Lock and point to a particular part of the stage. Just let the audience imagine or take that part to be the Blue Lock, and every time you're referring to that, you probably point to that. That increases your stage usage. Secondly, coming to your vocal variety. Well, you were trying to put your modulations and trying to emphasize words at points a little too much, and where needed, maybe a little less. It was mostly monotonic. You can work on that. And third point, where I'm going to give you full marks for, is your confidence. Because, hey, even when you forgot a line, which happens on the stage, trust me, I and almost everyone on this who shares the stage of Toastmasters has done it multiple times and has forgotten the prepared speech on the stage. You had the courage and the confidence to take a pause and continue. Kudos to that and keep up with that. With all that being said, there are some things which I found lacking in your speech. An overall structure was missing, a plot thread, a narrative by which the audience can follow the speech from the top to the end, from the start to the finish, and and which grabs the audience attention and keeps them inclined. Secondly, I feel that the speech wasn't well written out. So probably when you're writing the speech, get it reviewed by a mentor. Guilty as charged. Even I haven't done it multiple times, but it's a better practice to do it. Well, with all that being said, I'd like you to give the speech again and do it better. Because try as you might, we are always going to improve with every attempt we give. Back to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pranav, again for that very detailed report. Now, firstly, I would like to talk about the speaker, Toastmaster Pita. So, Toastmaster Pranav pretty much covered all the points. A few points to add on from my side is, I think what you could do is, this is a whole stage. You can come here and you can go there. It's not just a 3x3 circle where you have to do it. One thing you can do, take it as a challenge for your next speech. Do make the use of the full stage. Another thing that I kind of expect you to do is a bit of pause. Like I remember I noted it down. You started your speech with a question, but it wasn't a rhetorical question. It was something that the audience is meant to answer. It is supposed that the audience is answering the question, but you didn't give the pause for the audience to give a reply. You just carried on with your speech. So that is something you really need to work on, because if you're asking a question, you need to take the input and then structure your speech according to that. So that is from my side, and as Toastmaster Pranav said, we'd like you to repeat the speech. Now coming to Toastmaster Pranav's evaluation. So again, you gave the objectives of the speech pretty clearly, but again, you failed to tell the timing limits. That is one thing you can do upon. The second thing, while you were evaluating, one thing which I noticed was that again you ended your evaluation not on a very positive note. Maybe you could have given a Toastmaster a bit of some challenges or given some words of encouragement. So that is something I'd like you to work on. That when you're ending an evaluation, make sure that you leave the Toastmaster a bit encouraged instead of discouraged. That is all from my side. Now coming to the table topic session. Firstly, kudos to Toastmaster Smriti. Something new is always it is always appreciated in the table topic session. Because at this point, sometimes we feel that all the ideas might have been exhausted, but then you come up with something that I personally haven't seen. Maybe someone else might have seen, but I personally haven't seen so far in a Toastmaster meeting. So kudos on that. Now coming to the table topic speaker, it will just 1 minute, less than 1 minute per speaker. First off, first speaker, perfect. I've never seen a better speech. Second, Toastmaster Pranav. Huh? With him, Toastmaster Pranav gave a very detailed story which kept everyone engaged. Then Toastmaster Sharanya, crisp to the point, and most importantly, accurate to the point also. And then Toastmaster Srilalitha. I think your word was interesting or mischief. So again, kind of gave away some secrets of Toastmaster Smriti, but good speech. Impromptu speeches are always a bit tough, so good work done there. And then Toastmaster Arpita, same to you, kudos, a really good speech. Now I would like to call my tag team, and we'll be starting with the Grammarian Toastmaster Srilalitha.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator Dr. Shivansh. Um, Today was a pretty great meeting for me as grammarian because the amount of good usages, the amount of outstanding usages far exceeded the amount of improvements. But that said, the number of people who used word of the day, one, that was me while introducing the word of the day. And idiom of the day was used by Toastmaster Shivansh and me while introducing it. Now coming to the outstanding usages, Toastmaster Shivansh used the word devastated. You also used as soon as the clock strikes 6, eve of the exam, all outstanding. Toastmaster Sharanya used epic fail, and you also used this one story stands out and encroach upon your timings. Toastmaster Kaviyarasu used navigating corporate roles without a clear direction. That's a really nice metaphor. And you also used the quote, luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity, and then you change it to success is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. And then Toastmaster Arpita used running away from problems, jumping into conclusions, and chasing dreams in your intro. And you also used these two really cool metaphors of pineapple on pizza and piece of cake. And you also used the quote, patience is the key. Toastmaster Smriti had really pretty words. Even though she spoke for like a very short amount of time, you used yarn as well as petty. Um, Toastmaster Pranav, you had so many good usages. You had be the better player. You had captivating, dreams, aren't something that we sleep over, but something that keeps us awake. You had inherently, innately yours. You had this really cool metaphor of plot thread, a narrative that is grabbing attention. Um, and Toastmaster Harsha, you use the quote, I love the journey rather than the destination. Now, coming to things that can be improved, I won't be mentioning any names. I'll just be saying the things that were said and how to better put those things. So, someone said, as Toastmaster Sharanya was telling, so telling is only used when you have an object after that. So, you tell me something, you tell us something. Whereas when you don't have an object after that, you use saying. So I say this. I can't say this to the class. I tell this to the class, but I can say this. Then there was smaller roles. So when you say smaller, you have to compare it to something else. So it's small roles. There was what they did excellent, could be better put as what they did excellently. Then there was more better, which could be better put as better. Then there was coping with all these pressurizing stuff, could be better put as coping with all this pressurizing stuff. And then there was his own mentors, which could be better put as his mentors. You only use own when you want to emphasize on whose or whatever object you're talking about, like my own story. So when I say a story, it could be my story, but I could be like someone else could be the protagonist of it. Whereas if I am the protagonist of the story and I'm telling the story, then it will be my own story. So that's how own is used. Next, there was limitations on himself, which could be better put as his own limitations. Then there was usually that time used to be, which could be better put as either that time usually was or that time used to be. There was that was really interesting. What I found could be better put as I found that really interesting. Then there was not from an actual bat, which could be better put as not with an actual bat. There was one of my favorite poets quoted this. So when you say someone quoted something, it means it has already been said and this person quoted it. Like they said it again. A quote is basically something that's already been said. It's really catchy. So people are quoting it. Whereas if the person, like your favorite poet, if they said this, if this is their original thought, then you just say, I would like to quote this thing that one of my favorite poets said. Then there is not so required, which could be better put as not required or not quite required. There was I and everyone, which could be better put as everyone, myself included. So you never say I and this person or me and this person. You always say this person and me. There was a bit of pause, which could be better put as pause for a bit or a little pause. That's it from my side. Back to the general evaluator.
Thanks a lot for that very detailed and very helpful report. I told my people. Just a small thing to add next time onward. Maybe you can give some suggestions as to how we can improve our grammar. For the idiom of the day and the word of the day, it would be better if you don't give the example of the meaning. Instead, you give the example of the usage. That is all from my side. Otherwise, it was a brilliant report. Now, coming to the accounter of the day, Toastmaster Nikhilesh.
All right, our counter after one time. We touch up a bit. Anyway, speaker one and evaluator one are both not here, but nevertheless, speaker one Toastmaster Kaviyarasu K had to ask one well, and that was really normal. I mean, you use that normally as you speak. It is not something to work on. You never have all speaker. They're always with the firms, ask this, that, and everything. Then coming to speaker number two, Arpita, Toastmaster Arpita, well, you had quite a few hours, well, so, and A word you use a lot was and. Well, to a certain extent, using all these is acceptable, warranted when you're giving a speech, because you're not completely prepared. In the sense, you don't know what is the next word you're going to speak. It depends on how the audience is reacting to your speech. So that way, it's all right, but try to bring it down and use more pauses. The fact that you had to stop in the middle and then pick up where you left shows that you have the confidence to be a good speaker and take it forward. Just that sometimes the audience might not be what you were hoping for, but that's all right. You will learn to live with it and you move ahead and give more features. Then coming to evaluator number one, Toastmaster Sri Harsha, he had 2 hours, 2 arms, and quite a few hours as well. And apart from that, he was more or less perfect with his content delivery. Then next up, we have Toastmaster Pranav, who had 4 hours, 1 arm, and 2 legs, and a quite bit of hands when he was giving his evaluation report, which is again acceptable. More than a certain number is not. But then, yeah, these are very normal numbers. All the speakers have done a great job today. They haven't used a lot of CRPFs. Whatever they used is within the limited or accepted range. Then our timer Venkat, while he was giving his report, he had a lot of Azams and wells. But then all of this again warranted because this was his first time on the stage. So if he was here, congratulations on taking the role, but never mind. Then Toastmaster Srilalitha, at the meeting today, quite a wonderful report. And with a lengthy report, there are sometimes chances where you can see Azams and well, all of that. But the thing is, you did not use any. Very wonderful thing. But yes, as a table topic speaker, you had 3 arms and 4 or 5 hours. But that's all right. Again, in front of speaking, not much you can do. And then Toastmaster Shivansh, I'm not supposed to evaluate him as the general evaluator as a big four, but as a table topic speaker, well, you had a clean sheet. If you're clean sheet, okay, clean sheet as in like you didn't use any R's or anything of that sort. So that's a wonderful thing. And Toastmaster Sharanya, again, during the table topic section, you use 2 source and 2, 3 buts. So yeah, that's also again warranted, but yeah, try to bring it down people. Yes, with that, that is my account report, and I'll be back with my famous report to call upon my center value.
Can you? So what happened exactly was Toastmaster Venkat wasn't feeling 100% well, and that's why he had to just kind of leave the meeting in between. And kudos and a lot of thanks and appreciation for our president to take up the role mid meeting. So over to Toastmaster Nikhilesh for the timers report.
Hello once again. Here I am with the timers report. So yeah, more or less, one very good thing is all the speakers who are on the stage today, all of them are within time. So not a problem there. And yeah, congratulations to all of you for that. Coming to the timings, in the prepared speech segment, Toastmaster Kaviyarasu took up 6 minutes and 2 seconds, which was well within the time limit. And Toastmaster Arpita, you took up 7 minutes, 8 seconds, again, which included the big points you had, but that's all right. Not a problem. You're still within the time limit. That was time well managed. And then Toastmaster Srilalitha, you took up 3 minutes, 23 seconds into the buffer time, more than the given time. But then, yeah, well within, not exceeding the time limits to be disqualified. And Toastmaster Pranav, 3 minutes, 27 seconds. You have to cut it down a bit because 3 minutes, 27 seconds again is like well within the time, 3 seconds within the time, not well within the time. So make sure you cut it down and use the time given to you after. And then coming to the table topic segment, Toastmaster Shivansh spoke for 2 minutes, 23 seconds. Again, keep it within the time limit. Toastmaster Pranav, 2 minutes, 17 seconds. Again, into the buffer time. And then Toastmaster Sharanya, she took up 1 minute, 15 seconds. Toastmaster Srilalitha, she took up 2 minutes, 11 seconds. Again, and 2 minutes, 7 seconds is acceptable, not a problem. And Toastmaster Arpita spoke for 1 minute, 11 seconds. Yeah. That was the timer's report for today's meeting. Back to the general evaluator, Toastmaster Shivansh.
Thank you to Master Nikhilesh for the very detailed report of both the accounter's role and the timer's role. Now I'm supposed to judge the general flow of the meeting. So right from the start, not putting blames out on anyone here, and don't want to get personal with anyone here. That we'll do in the networking session. So firstly, TMoD and the day positive. Obviously, a day role was kind of given to you very late, so that's okay. It's okay sometimes if you get late. What we would have liked was maybe an acknowledgement of being late, and more than an acknowledgement, just some form of communication freehand so that we can manage it according to that. Then apart from that, the TMOD, it felt a bit rushed, the whole segment. I won't say it was bad, but it did kind of felt a bit rushed. And now coming to the general flow of the meeting, see, sometimes we are not that huge of a club right now in terms of the members. So sometimes there are days when you're tired, when the meeting isn't as ecstatic and as enthusiastic as it usually is. And on that day, it's kind of the responsibility for everyone who's sitting inside of that meeting hall to make it enthusiastic. The amount of applause that we got today, it's, it's not good. When a speaker is coming, the least you can do is put your two hands together and clap or just tap the desk. Not just the speaker, when anyone is coming, because it's a tough job to stand here and say anything, even a single word. You have to kind of encourage them and at the same time appreciate them for going out there. Another thing, handshake. It's supposed to be a firm handshake here when the speaker is here, no matter what their role is. And that is one point I would like the TMOD to note, that you have to tell the speech title while you're shaking your hand with them. I'm talking about Toastmaster Arpita, not the online speaker. I'm sorry for that. And the other thing is TTM, as I said prior to that, brilliant. There are a lot of complaints to go by, but at the same time, I also do understand that sometimes it's just a tiring day. And somehow what happened today was basically, I think every one of us had a tiring day at the same day. But make sure that the next time the energy levels are not that great, energy levels are exponentially high. Because if you want a meeting to go great, you have to be present mentally, physically, and in a soulful way also. You have to be excited to be here, not just fulfilling an obligation or a duty. So yeah, I'm not gonna take much of your time. Everyone's tired. I can see that. Even I'm a bit tired. So I'll give the mic back to the TMOD Toastmaster Sharanya.
Okay. So I was talking about cricket, right? The last time I came up on stage. There's a funny story from probably on the last day I played cricket. So here's to my flex. I hit a six, okay, and there are these balconies that are open in my apartment. This goes and lands in. What do you do after that? You have to go to their house, otherwise you're not going to get your ball back. So we go to their house, and I am a kid at this point. And like people tell you, don't talk to strangers, don't enter a stranger's house. I was really reluctant. And I was going with a friend, probably 3 years younger than me. So I have to be this older one and take charge, right? We go into the lady's house and we say, really sorry, can we take the ball back? And obviously she's really angry at us. She's like, I'm bringing it to you, go get it on your own. Like go inside our house, get it on your own. And we go inside, into the house, I stop, I freeze. There's this thing looking like a carpet on the floor. Why did I stop? Carpet? It was then pet golden retriever. And I'm really scared of dogs. So I stopped there. He was younger than me. I told him, you go and get it. I'm not going anywhere. That's my funny incident from my childhood. It's been years since I think we have all gone and played our heart out with all the people we used to play with as kids. Because we have come to college now, we live in a different environment, we are with different people. So I think it's okay to go back sometimes, call up those people, get in touch with them, relive your childhood once in a while. That being said, I would like to call upon the presiding officer to conclude the meeting.
All right then. Meeting that was not that great, but a theme that was very wonderful. So thank you and congratulations to Smriti Sharanya. That was a wonderful, deep planned and executed theme. Somehow, something we've always met is going out and play. Like every now and then we go out and get a chance to play, but not the way we used to play in our childhood. Like, go out, get crazy, come back fully covered in mud, drenched in like nali ka pani, gutter ka pani, and all of that. And yeah, before I get on with all of that, let me just say that the voting, what we call the voting form is out. Please go ahead and vote. Yeah. Coming to a few announcements which we have. Well, there's going to be a rendezvous meeting. I'm hoping that all of you know what a rendezvous meeting is. So the rendezvous meeting this time is the other college club, RA, our mindset. You can go crazy there. Venue is to be decided, timing is to be decided, but most probably it's going to be on the 14th of March. So 14th of April. So please let us know if you want to take up any roles or if you want to not even split the meeting because we need to account for that. And coming to the administrative part of the club, we have 10 DCP, already had 10 DCP points. But yes, now since we have 22 members in the club, we get to retain them. So congratulations to all of you who have renewed. And Toastmasters Germany recently came second in the Area F2 International Speech Contest, which was conducted on the 31st of March. And she will be moving on to the Division F International Speech Contest on the 5th of May. So that's one good thing. And Coronation 24 passes are already out. Anyone who's interested may please contact any of the EXCOM members of your club. We'll take you ahead and we'll make sure that if we'll give you more information accordingly. The role takers list for the Division F contest is also out. It's on the 5th of May. People, Division F contest is a wonderful event. More. Recording task. Correct, yeah.